Episode 238, The Dream I Had 20 Years Ago. Camilla's attitude not only irritated Charlie, but drove him off the edge. He could not imagine this was the woman whom he had loved the most. At this moment, even Jake couldn't wait to throw this woman into the sea to feed the sharks. Serena was standing in the distance, watching her sober but cold so-called mother. All the illusions that she had held about her had disappeared. Why was she doing this? A man as good as Charlie Wrong, even from his conversations, seemed like a noble man. He had saved her life when he did not know who she was. Serena could see that he loved his wife and daughter a lot. But why could such a woman still not understand his love? Serena could not comprehend. But what was even more confusing was why Camilla had treated her like this. At that time, she was still a baby. She was placed at the entrance of the orphanage on Labor Day. What if no one had found her? Then she would have been left out, probably dead. Feeling her gaze, Camilla got up from the floor, stumbled, and her usual grace and calmness recovered quickly. After straightening her hair and clothes, she took her purse and walked out of the door. Her legs were straight, and her pace was calm. Her elegance belonged to a lady who came out of the comics. It was as if the woman who just revenged Charlie Wrong hysterically was not her. A police officer blocked her way. "Ma'am, you need to go back and do a statement with us, and the wound on your neck needs to be dealt with." Charlie had been controlled by the police. Looking at her back and taking a deep breath, he looked up at the ceiling, not letting the tears fall. She pushed the policeman away indifferently and said, "No, just deal with that person. It is best to put him in jail for 10 years and dismiss him." "Camilla!" Serena couldn't bear it. She walked up quickly. Jake was shocked and shouted, "Be careful!" Serena ignored him and walked to face Camilla. She exclaimed angrily, "You are a psychopath, a crazy person, an ungrateful woman! Is Charlie that not good to you? He loves you so much. Why are you doing this to him?" Looking at her coldly, Charlie chuckled at her for a long while and said with a hoarse voice, "You don't know anything." After that, she reached out and pushed her away, walking forward elegantly. Serena felt she had been punched into cotton. Her anger was not vented. It became worse. She stomped her foot and turned around, but quickly came back again. When she was about to speak, she saw Camilla's tears. In those eyes that were very similar to her own, there were deep emotions hidden, like regret, epiphany, and pain, all exposed in front of her. However, Camilla immediately wiped away the tears, bypassing her and striding away. Serena was dumbfounded, watching the two police officers get ready to take Charlie away. She was suffocated. Why? What was the reason? Charlie Wrong had not done anything wrong. Anna was playing a game on her phone at home. The door was opened, followed by the clicking of high heels. She knew who it was without looking at it. She did not lift her head and asked, "Mom, are you back? Where's Dad?" No one responded. She was killed in the game. Anna stood up in anger and looked at her mother. She seemed to be in a bad mood, and Anna could only see her back. Camilla directly entered her room and locked the door. God knows why, but for many years, she always felt that her mother was living in a bubble, refusing to communicate with others and rejecting anyone's entry, including her husband and daughter. Anna didn't care, sat down, and continued to play the game. Camilla threw herself on the bed, her neck still hurting. As her body bounced, there was a burst of pain. Picking up the mirror on the nightstand, she saw the shocking purple mark. This was all Charlie's doing. The man who had always wanted to please her and make her stay did this. He always really wanted to kill her. Lying on the bed, her heart was terribly empty, as if something had come out of her heart that had been contained in for more than 20 years, quietly sitting. Looking at the ceiling, she saw the face of Charlie in front of her eyes, with a careful smile and humble concern, which she had under her feet for more than 20 years. After a long while, she laughed. "He deserves it." She did not know how many years had passed since she had this dream. In her dream, she was wearing a red bridal gown and sitting on the bed shyly. The matchmaker in the town kept talking with her from the early hours of the morning and taught her many things. Camilla smiled shyly. Thinking of marrying that person, she couldn't help but feel sweet. Finally, they could be together. Although they couldn't get a legal certificate yet, that would not be a problem at all, would it? However, a figure suddenly appeared outside the window. Camilla thought she was seeing things, but when he spoke to her, she realized it was him. He had found her. What was her reaction at the time? Like falling into an ice hole, cold inside and out. She could not move. The matchmaker was saying auspicious words outside, and Camilla lied to her and said she was going to look for something and would be back soon. Charlie took her to the riverside. He said, "Come back with me, Camilla. Mom doesn't have a lot of days to live. She only wants to see me get married. Come back with me and grant her last wish, will you?" Camilla forgot what she had said and which sentence had angered Charlie at that point. There was a cement road that had just been repaired, a large piece of grassland yet to be leveled. He pulled her into the tall grass. She cried no. However, every cry for help she shouted out deeply triggered his anger. She called him brother, and this irritated him even more. He pushed her down and plunged into her with no mercy. And when he realized that she had lost her virginity, he was even more furious. "Camilla!" It was Travis. He came to look for her. Charlie choked her and gnashed his teeth. "Shout out loud. Show him what you are doing and see if he will still have you." After that, she didn't dare to make a sound. Charlie didn't move either. The two held their breath. After Travis went away, he pressed her down mercilessly and ravished her madly. After he was done, Camilla was defeated. Sobbing and running away, she was caught by him in his borrowed car. He tied her up and stuffed her into the car, driving back to his house. He locked her in the warehouse. If she was obedient, he would be gentle. When she was disobedient, he forced her to obey his commands. He said, "Give me a child, so that my mother can go with peace of mind, will you?"